So, yeah, and can show such a wonderful. But at the same time, after seeing that universal form, he's afraid that he has committed so many offenses to Krishna out of his unalloyed friendship. Thus, his mind is disturbed out of fear, although he had no reason to fear. Arjuna therefore is asking Krishna to show his Narayana form. It is just like, say, your father, okay, in his workplace, maybe is, suppose some child's father is like a police or something, and he wears a uniform and goes to work. And then the child at home, the father is just the father. And so he may be keeping the child on his back and going like a horse and doing all sorts of games, playing all those things. And then the child sees, who, my father? Everybody is saluting him, and then he is, I mean, he's so strict and all that. And then he may get scared. He may be happy, oh, my father is a big cop. But then he may think, oh, I don't want to talk to him like this. So, like that. Thus, his mind is disturbed out of fear, although he had no reason to fear. Like the child, why should he fear? It's his father. But then he doesn't like that form. Arjuna therefore is asking Krishna to show his Narayana form because he can assume any form. This universal form is material and temporary, as the material world is temporary. But in the Vaikuntha planets, he has his transcendental form with 4 hands as Narayana. There are innumerable planets in the spiritual sky, and in each of them, Krishna is present by his plenary manifestations of different names. Thus, Arjuna desired to see one of the forms manifest in the Vaikuntha planets. Of course, in each Vaikuntha planet, the form of Narayana is four-handed, but the 4 hands hold different arrangements of symbols: the conch shell, mace, lotus, and disc. So each Narayana form, there are 24 principal Narayana forms. And see, for example, say Keshava, he may be having a conch on the right, disc on the left, lotus on the right side, uh, hand which is on the right hand below, and another left hand below may have the gada. So in this way, and then another form has another arrangement. Lotus on the left, disc on the left, right, like that. Different permutations and combinations. So like that, there are 4 into this thing is how many? Um, um, 24 Narayana forms. So there are innumerable planets, and then there are other forms also. There are so many Vaikuntha planets, innumerable, because Krishna is in the so many avatars we have. Thus, Arjuna desired to see one of the forms manifest in the Vaikuntha planets. Of course, in each Vaikuntha planet, the form of Narayana is four-handed, but the 4 hands hold different arrangements of symbols: the conch shell, mace, lotus, and disc. According to the different hands these 4 things are held in, the Narayanas are variously named. All of these forms are one with Krishna. Therefore, Arjuna requests to see his four-handed feature. That is also to show the people in the material world that it is the same Krishna. The Narayana is also coming from Krishna, because people are confused, no? Who is greater, Narayana or Krishna? And here easily we can, with this, just this 11th chapter, we can clarify all doubts. We can say that, see, Krishna is showing only the material form. He is only showing the Vishnu form. So he is the supreme. Yeah, oh universal form, oh thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form, with helmeted head, and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. So in the Brahma Samhita, it stated, Ramadi Murti Sukalan Yamena Tishtan. The Lord is eternally situated in hundreds and thousands of forms, and the main forms are those like Rama, Narsimha, Narayana, etc. There are innumerable forms, but Arjuna knew that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, assuming his temporary universal form. He is now asking to see the form of Narayana, a spiritual form. This verse establishes without any doubt the statement of the Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, and all other features originate from him. He is not different from his plenary expansions, and he is God in any of his innumerable forms. In all of these forms, he is fresh like a young man. That is the constant feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who knows Krishna becomes free at once from all contamination of the material world. So that's the wonderful thing about knowing Krishna, because then we are free from any of these doubts, fears, envy, anger. Everything is controlled by Krishna. So we just take shelter, smaranam, always. When we know that Krishna is controlling everything, try it out. Because we are so attached to the material world, we keep on forgetting Krishna. And by reading Bhagavad Gita again and again, we have to keep on reading Bhagavad Gita, because we keep on forgetting Krishna and his glories. And we keep on seeing only material world, and we think this is everything. And so that's why. And Arjuna wants to show, to clarify all the doubts of everyone about Krishna's true position. So this is up to now, it is Arjuna glorifying. And then Krishna will start speaking. And then he will show him his four-armed form and how you can see that. And then he'll come to the two-armed form. So that's what we'll see tomorrow. Okay. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, this question I had on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is one pastime that somebody pelted stones at Nityananda Prabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tries to protect him with Sudarshan Chakra, but Nityananda Prabhu stops him and all. What is that pastime, Mataji?
Jagai and Madai. Yes, Jagai and Madai, they were criminals, very bad criminals. They were born in Brahmana families, but due to bad association, that completely, every possible sin they committed. You name it. They used to go into the Shastras and look Bhagavatam, because they were Brahmanas, na? So they knew Sanskrit and all that. They would look up the scriptures and see what are all the things listed, that makes you go to the hell. And then they would do that precisely. Let's go and do today. All the sins mentioned, so that perverted mentality they had, and they were drunkard all the time, and everybody was afraid of them in the village. And one day Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakura were instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you should go and give your mercy to everyone. So they thought, they were passing by and they saw these two were, rolling on the ground on the road and doing all nonsense. And there were a lot of people watching from a distance. So they asked, who is this? They said, don't go near, they're very dangerous. And then Nityananda Prabhu thought, okay, if they're so fallen, and if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will give mercy to them, then the whole world will know how great Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is and how much he can give. What is the scope of his mercy? So they just go, Nityananda and Haridas Thakura, they go and they tell him, please, why you all wasting time like this, drinking and all that? Chant Hare Krishna. And as soon as they heard this, because no one dared to speak to them like that, everybody kept a far away distance. They just bound them out if anybody spoke. So when they heard that, they became so angry. They got up and they started chasing them. And Nityananda and Haridas were running for their lives. And then they came near Srivas's house, and quickly they went in. And meanwhile, these two were following. They were coming, chasing them, even though they were drunk and quite fat and everything, but still somehow they were pursuing them. Haridas Thakura was elderly, but still they somehow managed. And then they came and they went into Srivas Thakura's house, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. And these two fall down, and they're not able to pursue any further. So they go inside and they tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks, who is this? Now, why are they doing like that? If they are Brahmins, how come Brahmins? Because those days Brahmanas means they'll really follow. It's not like today, you get all kinds of other education. So it's a name only Brahmana. Then they also get only secular education, and then they call themselves Brahmanas. But those days, Brahmana means they would be sent to Gurukul, and they'll lead a very simple, austere life, and how in a Brahmana family these two were. How did they become like this? He was very surprised. And then the other devotees would also tell about all this. So then another day, what happened? And Nityananda Prabhu will tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please, you only should give mercy and, you know, you have to give your mercy to them. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, because you desired that they should be delivered, they're already delivered. So like that. Then and the other day, what will happen is Jagai and Madai came very close to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's house. And so all devotees had gone to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's house, and Nityananda Prabhu also came. He was going to his house, and that time he met Jagai and Madai. They were somehow camping near the Ganga there. And they saw Nityananda Prabhu, and they got very angry. Hey, this person, let's hit him. And Madai actually threw the mud pot, which has the liquor. I mean, he was drinking, and again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu said, why? You don't know what all suffering is waiting for you in hell. Please chant Hare Krishna. And Madai really got very angry, and he was drinking, and he took the pot and he hit him hard on his forehead. And Nityananda Prabhu, no blood and all moves in his body is transcendental, but he just did the Leela. And immediately so much blood was just coming, pouring from his head, and it covered his body and all that. So people would go, whoever saw, they went and told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he got so angry. He came with a Sudarshan Chakra. How dare you touch my, Nitai? And as he came there, then Nityananda will fall at his lotus feet and say, my Lord, see, in this avatar, you're not there to kill any asuras. You're there to deliver them. So please don't. And when Madai hit him, it was Jagai who'd stop him and say, hey, Madai, why do you want to hit him? You see, and what happened was the transformation happened because even though Madai hit him on his head, Nityananda Prabhu was so compassionate, and he said, just because you're hitting me, do you think I'm going to stop caring for you? And they were shocked. You are like my children. And anybody, he said, we are trying to kill him, and he is not at all disturbed, and he's thinking about us. So they were really moved. And so that is why Jagai will say, hey, Madai, this looks like some special personality. It looks like God. So don't do. And so he stopped Madai. So Nityananda will tell Chaitanya, actually, Jagai, he stopped Madai from hitting me. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be very happy, and he'll say, and Jagai will go and fall at his lotus feet, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will pick him and embrace him. You did this for Nitai, then you're very dear to me. And Jagai begged for his mercy, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgave him. Then Madai thought, hey, wait a minute, both of us have done all these crimes together. And why Jagai is being forgiven, and what about me? So he also goes and falls at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I don't want to see you. You did offended my devotee. If he forgives you, then I will think about it. So he went and fell at Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet, and Nityananda Prabhu picked him up and embraced him. And like this, both of them gave mercy to both of them. Immediately, they told him to go and bathe in the Ganga and come. And they gave initiation to both of them. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's golden body, because at initiation, the Guru takes all the karmas of his disciple. And so these two people have done so many crimes that his body became black for a second. Everything, all the sinful reactions, he just took it away. And then they became fully pure. And after that, they became great devotees, and they became acharyas, giving initiation to others. They became gurus. So that is the mercy of Gaur Nitai.
Hari Bol, Mataji. Very touching, Mataji.
Yeah, that's why we should have take full shelter, and Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can forgive everything. Nityananda Prabhu, by his mercy, we can get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, there's a movie on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I just wanted to ask if we can watch it. I'm scared to watch any serial or movie, Mataji, actually, because that Radha Krishna serial, how they ruined the stories and all. After that, I'm scared to watch any serial, Mataji.
No, but there are two movies. One is the old one that is so moving. It's in Bengali, Nadia Nimai, and Nadia Nimai, and there are two sequels to it. First half of the movie is one, but it's in Bengali they speak, but then with English subtitles, so you can understand it, and very nice. I mean, the emotion, it's made. I mean, it was made in the 60s or 50s or something, so black and white, but it's so moving, very nice. You can see that. And there's a recent one made in Hindi. That's okay. That's also quite okay. But that Bengali one is much better. And you can watch that, Nadia Nimai. Okay, you can Google and see. There are two things. If you put Nadia Nimai, both will come. The first part and the second part, both you can watch.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thankfully, I took your permission once, Mataji. Otherwise, at Radha Krishna serial, I'd really get frustrated, Mataji. So angry I'll get by listening those stories and all.
Yeah, it's all cooked up.
Yeah.
But I think, but a lot of karmis, those are non-devotees are getting attracted to Radha and Krishna because of that. The bhava is okay, na? They've not made it like a cheap romantic thing. No, Radha and Krishna, they've put them on a very nice this thing, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji. They show that Krishna is 24 years old and he's still not killed Kamsa and all that.
Oh, why do they change like that?
I don't know, Mataji. Radha Rani also, like, she gets angry on Krishna. She says, I don't want you and all that stuff. All those dialogues come in that movie, in that serial.
Oh, lot of concoctions. No.
Yeah. They show Shiva and Vishnu pressing each other's neck and fighting. That was even more worst.
What? They were dressed as?
Shiva and Vishnu, they were pressing each other's neck and fighting and all that stuff they show, Mataji.
Not pressing each other's necks, but there are some pastimes where they are on the opposite side and with arrows and all that, they will fight. Yeah, that is there.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Even Balarama, they made of him a comedian. How much divine Balarama is, Mataji. They ruined his character also.
That's what.
I think everyone knows, who was listening and what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, this must be watching also now. Okay. All right. Are you all there?
Yes, Mataji, we are there.
Okay. All right. So how's all your chanting going on, everybody? We'll have a Japa marathon soon.
Yes, Mataji. It's going on good now, Mataji. Before sleeping, I'm chanting, as I told you, 1 round.
Oh, Purvi, you have to make one more. Make it 2 now.
Yeah, I'll try, Mataji. Definitely, I'll strive for it.
You like Krishna so much, then you should be able to chant.
Mataji.
You join the group in the morning, no? Sometime between 4:30 and 7:30, 4 and 7:30, and you chant. Then you will increase your rounds very quickly. I mean, you'll feel your chanting going very fast.
Yes, Mataji. Actually, I have to leave to college by 8. So I need to start getting ready at least by 6:30. So maybe I can.
And what time do you get up?
5:45, 6, Mataji.
And then what else you have to do?
Actually, the alarm rings at 5:30. I'll wake up and I'll go back to sleep again. And then when my mother will wake me up at 6 o'clock, that Venkateshwara Suprabhatam, I'll listen in the morning. It comes on TV. Sometimes Sahasranamam comes. So then Prabhupada's bhajans I'll play on YouTube, the recent ones.
Okay. Anyway, you also join the thing for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and you chant. Okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. What about the others? Rajeshwari, you're chanting?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
You're chanting how many rounds?
Mataji, I'm chanting value 16 rounds, Mataji.
Okay. Very good.
On Ekadasis, I used to chant 21 rounds, Mataji.
25.
Mataji. by God's grace and Guru's mercy, only that is my stable progress in spiritual life, Mataji. By your mercy, I'm going to get Gita and Bhagavatam knowledge about that, Mataji. Actually, I used to read Gita, but just without any knowledge, just I used to read Mataji, but I used to get some doubts there. No, no one is clear. No one is there to clear that, Mataji. Now, by your mercy, a lot of doubts are cleared.
Yes, Mataji. Truly a miracle, Mataji. Krishna added you to my life.
Very good. Hare Krishna. And what is Sini Mataji? How many rounds you're chanting? 16, huh?
Yes, Mataji.
Very good. And Hari Priya?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You're chanting how many?
Yes,
4.
I chant surely. But before I was 16, in these days, because of some situation I have, I reduced to 4, but I didn't reduce more than this. Now it's 4, after that again become 16.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I have one question, sorry. This is a famous sentence. If we protect Dharma, Dharma protect us. And how we can protect our Dharma?
How we can protect what?
Dharma.
Dharma.
Means practice Dharma.
Yeah.
That we follow Dharma and we make sure that others also, if you see any adharma, you also try to change that. So that way you protect Dharma. And you fight adharma. I mean, if somebody is doing adharma, we should not keep quiet.
I understand this, and I read a lot about what is Dharma, but I cannot find in Gita exactly where is it, how we can protect our Dharma.
Protect our Dharma.
Yeah.
See, there is so many. Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. So if you surrender to Krishna, that is the topmost dharma. And then you will know everything which is not, because that is the topmost dharma. Anything which is not in line with that, that is just a temporary dharma. So now you're following the topmost dharma of surrendering to Krishna. And there is Varnashrama dharma also, which is actually following your, caste, this thing, and your family. I mean, what Varna or ashrama you belong to, those rules, how you should be an ideal, family, whatever your role is, wife or mother, or like that, different dharmas are there. Those are material dharmas. But this is, Krishna is saying, give up all those dharmas and just take shelter of me. Sarva dharman parityajya mame kam sharanam vraja. Only Krishna. That is our topmost dharma. So you are doing that very nicely. Chanting Hare Krishna, taking shelter of Krishna, reading the Bhagavad Gita. You live by the Bhagavad Gita. You're performing the best dharma.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to you.
All glories to my Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See you all tomorrow. Hare Bol.
Hare